Hey, I'm going to quickly here introduce to you what is an ideal client description so that you can go ahead and get started using the template that goes along with this video. So an ideal client description, why is this so important for B2B companies? Matter of fact, this is essential if you want to be effective in your marketing at all. Because when you take the time to figure out exactly who it is you want to do business with, then you can qualify the opportunities that come your way and you can prioritize your outreach. Now, it's likely that you have different segments of types of customers, and if so, then you need to have multiple descriptions prepared. Business gets complicated if you have more than one segment that you go after, so I suggest maybe starting with the market segment that's most important to you or to your business in terms of where you want to grow, and then you could add on with the other areas. You'll also use this in developing your buyer personas down the road. This will also play a role in how you set up your CRM, so you can see the importance of having an ideal client description is, I guess I said you just can't really do business well without one of these. And it's not that hard to do. And description is basically a list of criteria. So that's what we're going to focus on. What are the main or top criteria that describes the most perfect kind of client or business that we can work with? One that's going to be the most profitable, one maybe that's the easiest to build a relationship with or maybe easiest to sell to. Just maybe they have the longest lifetime value as a client. This type of client with this type of criteria produces these outcomes. So you want to kind of get it in your head, well, where does that fall? And now we're going to start breaking down the criteria. And it's going to be measurable in some sort of manner or observable. So often, now this is a common criteria, you're going to talk about maybe like annual revenue. Or it could be number of employees. Or it could be industries. But don't limit your thinking to these kind of, these are really generic. This isn't going to always help you figure out exactly who your ideal client is. Maybe you need to think about, well, where are they in business, experience-wise, that makes us the right kind of fit. So, for example, the best kind of client for my business is one that wants to grow at least 25%, their revenue at least 25% to even 100% or more higher within 12 months time. If growth is not that much of an importance, they're not going to focus on a really defined strategy and a plan and how to execute, that kind of thing. It could be leadership styles. The leader of the particular organization, maybe this can't be their first roadshow. Maybe they have to really know what they want to go after in their business so that I, as a vendor, can be the one that helps them get there. But if it's kind of all flip-floppy and it's sort of a day in and day out kind of thing, So I guess I'm describing some criteria that are relevant to me. But what's relevant to me and what's relevant to you could be completely different. So you need to broaden maybe the way that you've thought about your clients up to this point, and how to break down the details about what really makes them, what is it about them that really makes them the best fit for you. So you've come up with a bunch of criteria. Now the next stage is, every time an opportunity comes up or when we're going out to look for the kind of companies we want to do business with, how well do they match up with each of our criteria? And that's perfectly fine. You can do it that way. I happen to like to break it down a little bit more because there's this thing called creep that can occur where it sort of fits my criteria, but it sort of doesn't, because no one's ever going to be a perfect match. You're creating the perfect scenario, just like we have the perfect vacation in mind, but it never works out the way that we think that it is. But we plan what we think the perfect vacation is so that we can make those maybe tacking the way we need to during the vacation to make sure that we are at least getting the direction or really accomplishing what we were hoping to do. So I like to not just have like one set of criteria, but I actually create a matrix. So a matrix could look more like this. So over here, I've got my criteria. And so I've listed them here. These are the things about my ideal client that I'm looking for. And then we're going to have our A kind of classification. So these criteria, these are how would you describe them? Like I could say like annual revenue. We'll just keep it really simple. My A type of ideal client, like on point type of client, is going to have an annual revenue between these two boundaries. My B type of client, it's okay, it's workable. So this is ideal. This is workable. The workable kind of clients, I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time pursuing, but if they came to me and they asked me, hey, can we do this business together? I need your services. I would say yes, because I know I can still be successful with them. It's just maybe they're not going to be the person I'm going to put all my time into going after. So maybe that revenue, annual revenue, is a little different. And then there's the C, which is avoid, which I think I've ran out of room here to write this in. So this is, look, we are just not even going to ever work with this kind of company that has this type of annual revenue because we simply can't do anything with them if they're not of this particular size. Now, when you come across actual prospects or opportunities, they're going to probably fall within all three of these categories in one respect or another, but it's very easy to see where they fall predominantly. And then you can make the choice. When I say you, I mean your sales team and your marketing team can make the right choices about how much effort that they apply. So the template that I have for you to work on this has got an example company in it, so you can kind of riff off of that. Talk to your team. Know this is going to be constantly updated. You're going to write something, and then you're going to keep thinking and adding to, and as your experience within using the tool and thinking more about your client base as that comes into light. And thank you for taking a moment to watch this. Of course, you can always email me or call me if you have questions.